If you're ready to start using WickedWhims in The Sims 4 but don't know where to start, this beginner-friendly tutorial has you covered. I'll walk you through how to install the mod, set it up correctly, and use key features like Sim Hub and settings customization. We'll also go over some safe for work animation options for more realistic gameplay so you can tailor the experience to your gameplay style. By the end, you'll have everything you need to get WickedWhims running smoothly. If you're watching this video on your phone, make sure to hype this video and share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and let's get into it. Installing WickedWhims is a lot easier than you think. So you're gonna head to the website and select enter, and download is the first option. You can download it from wicked.cc or this Ichiko link. I usually just use the wicked.cc link, and you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom of the web page and you're going to hit download. Once you hit download, it will show up in your downloads folder, so let's head there next. So once you have the WickedWhims zip folder in your downloads, you're going to right click it and extract all. If you don't have this option, you might need to download WinRAR or some unzipping software, but most computers have an extract all option. When you hit select all, you'll see an option to extract, and it should take a few seconds. You can delete the zip folder, and now you see an option to select it. And this entire thing does not need to go into your mods folder. All you need to move into your mods folder is this individual folder, which is the WickedWhims mods. So I'm just going to open up my mods folder. I already have it in my mods folder, but if you don't know where to find your mods folder, you'll go to Documents, Electronic Arts, The Sims 4 mods, and all you have to do is click and drag it into your mods folder, and you will have the WickedWhims mod. You only need these two package files. So now that that is in your mods folder, make sure that you clear your cache files. My game is already open, but if you have any of these files, I'm just hitting control and clicking on them. You can delete these before starting up your game. So we're going to go ahead and head into game now. Before doing anything, make sure when you go to your game options, you're just going to the settings, go to other, and make sure that you have your custom content and your script mods enabled. If you do not have it enabled, your game will not work, so please make sure to keep that in mind. Both of these need to be green in order for WickedWhims to work properly. Now let's go ahead and load into the lot. We've loaded in with Bambi, and she's available for download on my Patreon. She'll be featured in my upcoming Let's Play. But we're going to check out the Wicked app on your Sims phone. There are different options here for fertility treatment. You can get a bikini wax. You can visit a medical specialist between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. Visit the tanning salon, the Wicked store, and you can also check your period tracker. So I'm going to have her check her period tracker, and it will give you a notification for how far away your period is. Sim will pull out their phone and, do a little bit of click clacking, and it shows Kaya's period tracker. Hello Jade, this is your Kaya period tracker report. Currently you're at day 1 of your cycle out of 6 days. Next PMS is coming up in 4 days. Your next period is in 5 days. The next most fertile day is coming up in 3 days, and the next ovulation day is coming up in 4 days. So this is essentially the period tracker. It will let her know when she is on her cycle. If you are someone who has your sim get their period and you need them to actually purchase some period products, you can go to the Wicked store to purchase these things. So I'm gonna have her visit the Wicked store. The Wicked store is a rabbit hole, so your sims will basically just head out and go there. It will show a pop-up, so once the pop-up comes up, this is what it looks like. You can purchase Wicked, not so wicked lice killing shampoo. If your sims happen to get any crabs, they can use the shampoo to get rid of crab lice. There are pads. There is a pad and tampon box, as well as just tampons. There's also this Kaya wipette if your sim gets some extra things on them. There are different types of condoms here, as well as birth control, chill pills, more condoms, and lubrication. So all of these came to about 916 simoleons. So I'm gonna have her purchase these. When your sims are on their cycle and they're in a bad mood, you can have them take the chill pill so that it can remove some of the negative moodlets that they might have. So I'm gonna have her take one, and when your sim takes a chill pill, it just says Jay took a chill pill. So once she leaves, you do have to select everything beforehand. Then she'll disappear for about a sim hour, and then she'll head back to her lot. If you use the Express Delivery mod by QMBB, you can actually go to Target and purchase some realistic pads and tampons and condoms for your sims to use. So I'm going to go ahead and have her click it. And there are these always ultra thin pads. I think if she goes under health, it should be there. You can purchase some always pads, as well as these Durex condoms, these Magnum condoms, these Tampax Radiant tampons. So you can purchase these. There's also Trojan condoms as well. This is part of the express delivery mod by QMBB. I've already showcased how to use this mod multiple times, but check out any of my other videos. I'll link them on Patreon and on this video. But yeah, I'm gonna just have her purchase these. It won't get here till the morning, but let's check out her, you know, her little shopping spree that she went on at the Wicked store. And I'm going to place down all of the items that she purchased in the kitchen, and we're going to see what they look like. So this is what all of her condoms and birth control and everything looks like. The birth control pills are over there. There's also the Wicked Crab Lice spray, the little Kaya white bet, as well as the tampons and pads, her chill pill bottle, as well as some condoms and some Wicked Jelly extra thick lubricant. So all of these items are usable. If you're someone who wants to use them, you can. Just for example, I'm going to show y'all, you do have to have the pads in your inventory. I'm going to have her open the box. You do need your Sims to who is this? Okay. You do need your Sims to unpack each of the boxes in order for it to work. Your Sims can use tampons or pads if they have it in their inventory. So I'm gonna have her come downstairs to the shared bathroom, and you can have your Sims use tampons or pads depending on which one you have in your inventory. So I'm just gonna have her use a pad first. And stop talking to this man. All right, so she is using a pad, and she gets this moodlet that says using a pad. Jade is using a pad. You can replace the pad in 18 hours, and you can also use a tampon, and it'll just be the same animation. She'll just sit down, use the restroom. Their bladder need does go up a little bit. And now she has this moodlet that says using a tampon. Jade is using a tampon, replace tampon in 16 hours. So those are just some of the things that you can do with the WickedWhims mod. There was also an option for us to go tanning. So I'm going to see if it actually works on her. She does have a alpha CC skin on, so I'm not sure how well it will work. But let's go ahead and have her visit the tanning salon next. She did come back from the tanning salon. It doesn't look like she is that tanned, but she does have alpha CC skin on. But she does get this moodlet that says got a sweet tan from sunbathing. Jade is so tan, she's looking sun-kissed and fabulous. So now that she has herself a much needed tan in the middle of the night, you can actually get a bikini wax, and a bikini wax will permanently apply the current pubic hairstyle and prevent further growth of pubic hair unless the style is changed. So you can go ahead, and this is another rabbit hole option for your Sim to go and get a bikini wax, and they will also get a buff when they get back from it. So let's see what her buff says. All right, so she does not get a buff from it. Obviously I can't show y'all what her bikini looks like, her bikini wax looks like on YouTube, but she does she did get a bikini wax. And last but certainly not least is this option for a fertility treatment for 950 simoleons. This will give your Sim the option to boost their fertility. So if you're looking for your Sims to get pregnant and they're having a hard time, this increases the chances of them having a child, as well as increases the chances of them having multiples. So I would definitely recommend this if you want your Sims to have twins or triplets or just have children in general. And you will see this pop-up that says Jade Bambi received a temporary fertility treatment. Her chances of becoming pregnant will now be higher during the next ovulation. After the next ovulation ends, treatment will lose its potential. So this is something, if you are using the period tracker to keep track of, that you definitely want to utilize together. Make sure you know when they're ovulating next so that you can get this fertility treatment, and make sure that your Sims have everything that they need. This is essentially everything. We can visit the medical specialist between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. But just wanted to showcase that this video is going to primarily just be focusing on like the settings for WickedWhims. I've showcased this before, but I am going to showcase I guess like a few animations that you can use that are safe for work with the settings that I currently have in my game. So I'm going to use this one by Era4 Phillips, and this is just an eating and watching animation. I don't have streamer mode on, but with my settings, she is able to use this animation. I'm actually going to move her. Something else that I guess I can show y'all is how to move your Sims using the WickedWhims mod. So if you go to select your Sim, select Wicked, go to actions and enable positioning, you will see this like thing that looks crazy, but I promise y'all it's really not. All you have to do is select this, and here is where you can finally get like the full breadth of how powerful WickedWhims really is. So you can reset positioning. If you want to get rid of this, just select disable positioning. If you want to bring it back, select your Sim, go to Wicked, go to actions and enable positioning again. I'm going to select this, and you can actually change how much your Sims will move. You can change the rotation axis as well as the rotation increment. I'm going to select positioning participants, and you're going to want to select your Sim and anything else they may be using. Right now she's using a sandwich and a plate. So because I selected it and I'm going to hit this arrow, I can now move her in any direction on the couch. If for some reason I want her to move more than just a few inches, I'm going to select position increment and I'll select 1, and now she'll move a lot further. As y'all can see, she'll be moving a lot further than she did originally, and by default the position increment is typically set to 0.01. So this is how much she moves when it's slower. This is how much she moves when it's set to 0.05, and when it's set to 0.5. So if you want your Sims to move around, you can actually set this to whatever you want. Say I wanted to set it to 10, and I wanted her to move forward 10. I don't know where she just went, but she's outside now. If for whatever reason you set it somewhere and you happen to lose your Sim, just go ahead and select reset positioning, and it will bring her back to her original position. If you want to move a Sim and for some reason you forget to move, like say, oh my gosh, I forgot to select, oh, let me reset it. You can move your positioning back to 1, and say you're like, oh my God, I forgot to select the sandwich and now the sandwich isn't moving. Just go ahead and reset her. Go back to select positioning participants. Make sure you select everything you want to move. Typically you don't want the couch or the table or whatever your Sim is on to move with them. So just keep that in mind when you're moving around with this. You can play around with it. There's so many different ways for you to move around with your Sims, but I wanted to showcase the power of being able to position your Sims with the WickedWhims mod. And you know, if we go ahead and hit delete, I'm going to hit tab on my keyboard. And when I hit tab, I'm just going to, you know, just see her eating her little sandwich. And this is an animation that you can use with the WickedWhims mod. A lot of people think WickedWhims is just for woohooing, but there's a ton of different safe for work animations that people have used using the WickedWhims mod that I will try to showcase in this video. And I will also link some of the creators. I am going to be doing a Patreon only version for the 18+ WickedWhims animations to show y'all how to use that for your spicy sim scenes, but just wanted to showcase that the WickedWhims mod is not just for woohooing, it is for other storytelling and machinima purposes as well. Now that she has that, you can actually rotate your Sim as well. I didn't get to showcase that, just want to showcase it real quickly. Your Sim will move as long as you select everything. They will move around. If you want to have them move more, say a 45-degree angle, you can have them move like this. And yeah, it's just a really cool feature if you're somebody who likes to play around, create machinima scenes. There are other safe for work animations that creators have made. Let's check out this yummy old tummy. I think about you sleep. This one's just showing her, you know, just knocked out, sleeping comfortably on the couch. So if you're someone who is looking for more storytelling, more realistic animations for your Sims, it's definitely something that the WickedWhims mod can utilize. It's not just for woohooing, y'all. Like, I know that's what we usually see it for, but it's not just for woohooing. It is looking like it's about to be morning time. I am going to be making a Patreon tutorial for the actual process with these Sims, but I can't show it on YouTube because duh, like it's YouTube, y'all. So if you do want to see how I am able to create my Wicked Whims spicy scenes, make sure that you subscribe to my Patreon, because I will be doing a full in-depth tutorial on how I use the Wicked Whims, you know, woohoo animations for my spicy scenes. But I'm gonna finally have her visit the medical specialist. You can go to the medical specialist for 4 different things. If your sim has a bladder infection, crab lice, or if you want them to insert an IUD, or if you want them to terminate a pregnancy. She is not pregnant currently, so she does not have to do this. They all range in price. I'm gonna go ahead and have her get an IUD inserted just because, like, you know, why not? Better safe than sorry. Run, girl, run. Run, Forrest, run. And she will disappear into a rabbit hole again. And it usually takes about a sim hour, give or take 30 minutes. And your sim will disappear into the rabbit hole to get their IUD or their medical procedure. Whichever one, they'll disappear and they'll come back completely changed. All right. So she got her IUD and she is feeling uncomfortable. It says unsettled sensations. The IUD insertion has left Jade feeling somewhat sore and crampy. It's a small price to pay. That's my calling her child. It's a small price to pay for long-term peace of mind. But right now, she's just looking forward to feeling comfortable again. And she did get some SimHub benefits. It says, make sure to check out the benefits section of SimHub. Using benefit points, you can activate benefits that will help you grow your following and earn more money. And it looked like she got 5 benefit points and gained 66 followers just from that swimsuit picture. And she also got this notification from her IUD insertion. Jade visited a healthcare provider to undergo the IUD insertion procedure. They're now equipped with a reliable form of birth control that completely prevents pregnancy and significantly reduces discomfort during periods. So yeah, she is good to go on that, even though she is feeling a little bit uncomfortable. That is basically what I wanted to show, like all the safe for work options for Wicked Whims. There is a cool feature with the strip clubs, but I'm going to make that a completely separate video, as I will be using that for my upcoming Let's Play, and I want to be able to go into full detail for that. But I am going to end off with our Wicked Whims settings, and there are a ton of settings, y'all. I am going to basically just go through and show y'all what my overall settings. This is going to probably be the longest part of this video just because there are a lot of Wicked Whims settings. If you're somebody who has multiple save files, I always like to showcase the settings profiles first, because you can actually switch between Wicked Whims settings and you don't have to do this every single time you load into a save file. So if you did this for one of your save files, you can actually just switch over into another save file versus like going through this process over and over and over again. So I've copied and pasted most of these settings over from one another, but just keep in mind that your save file, like keep in mind the name of your save file, you can just switch to that settings profile once you do this the first time. So just wanted to make sure to say that in case you're confused. You can delete setting profiles, you can rename the profiles, you can actually clone, create a copy, you can reset it, you can disable features. Really cool option if you're looking to just kind of copy and paste and you're not having to deal with these. You can also turn off your headline effects. You can enable and disable it using the Wicked Whims mod. If you don't remember the cheat, or if you don't feel like typing it in every time, you can actually use this, and we'll just enable it for now. And when she enables it, when I float over her, you'll see her name, Jade Bambi. And if I want to disable it so that I don't see any of her headline effects anymore, I'm going to go back to settings, Wicked settings, scroll down again and disable them. So this time when I float over her, you don't see anything pop up because her headline effects are disabled. So yeah, I'm gonna go and showcase the overall settings for this. All the features that I showed earlier with the animations that were safe for work that your Sims can use are because my settings are set this way. So notice how they didn't immediately get naked. Notice how they didn't have like an issue with one another or whatever. All of this is because my settings are set in this specific way. So we're gonna start with master settings. You want to make sure that this gameplay switch is turned on so that your Sims can actually use any X animations that you have. You can enable autonomy if you want your Sims to just do things on their own. You can actually include layers. I don't necessarily like the crab light, so I turned it off, but you can turn it on if you want to keep it on. You can turn on or off the burning bladder option. You can turn on or off menstrual cycles. So if you don't want your Sims to have any menstrual cycles, you can turn that off. There's also an option for nudity gameplay. So if you want nudity skills or undressing to be enabled. I keep this turned on because I showed y'all earlier I can change her outfits because of this nudity gameplay switch, so that's why I have it turned on. But if you prefer for it to be turned off, you can. There's pubic hair switch. If you don't want them to be any, you can just delete it and turn it off for everyone. There is this sweating overlay. I prefer to turn it off when I'm using safe for work animations, because if you start using animations, your Sims will just be sweaty for no reason. I do have window peeping turned off because I don't like Tom peeping and I don't want him in my game. So I have it turned off. You can have creep NPC Sims. So if there are any like naked Sims, or if your Sims are having woohoo in public, they will just spawn. So I have it turned off. The Sim Hub switch is turned on because I want my Sims to have a Sim Hub account. The attractiveness switch, you can turn it off. Like I said, Love Struck kind of introduced their own attractiveness system in a way. So if you just want to use the Love Struck one and not the Wicked Whims one, you can turn that off, as well as relationship impressions and lewd dreaming. So, you know, Sims can have little lewd dreams about Sims that they know. This is an overview for the master settings. I'm just gonna click through all of these, and if there are any that I think need a further explanation, I will come back on the mic, but I will go through these slowly. So if you want to watch this at like 0.5 speed, or if you want to just watch this at 1x speed and listen to the music while I go through so that you guys can see these, feel free to do so. If you're someone who likes to use twerk animations from King Black Cinema, the reason I have this unchecked is because if you auto undress leggings with bottoms, your Sims will basically be booty naked. But if you actually have this unchecked, your Sims will have the butt physics that comes with the twerking animations. So if you want to use twerking animations with butt physics, keep this unchecked. If you don't care for twerking animations, or if you don't use those animations in your game, then you can leave this green. But I have it unchecked because I do want the physics to come up when I use my twerking animation. So just wanted to explain that real quick. If you want your Sims to do window peeping, or if you want other Sims to pop up and peep on your Sims, then go ahead and select green and like check this off. But if not, I have it unchecked. That's my personal preference, but it's up to you. So I have nudity reaction turned off. So if your Sims are using any type of WickedWhims animations in public, other Sims will come up to them and react. So if you turn this off, no one will pay attention to them. That's why I have it turned off in my game. If you do want Sims to react to it, turn it on and make it green. But I have it turned off so nobody will be in the background yelling at my Sims if they are getting it on in public. All right, now that we're done going over nudity, we're going to go into X settings, and this needs to be enabled for any of the X animations to work. So keep that in mind. Make sure that this is always green. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of them. If you want your Sims to progress through the animations on their own, you don't have to disable it, but because I typically record and I don't want them to move on till I get the right angle, I do have it disabled. But if you prefer for them to have a full progression, then you can go ahead and choose any of these options. And when you have this controlled progression, it will show you a pop-up, and you have to select yes or no if you want them to move on to the next phase. I will showcase this in more detail in my Patreon tutorial, but just wanted to showcase this in case you don't want to do anything and you just want your Sims to just have a free-for-all. You can leave this unchecked, but if you want to control everything that they do, then I would go ahead and leave it green. So just showcasing, I do have it so that my Sims will not undress automatically. That's why they were able to use those safe for work animations without getting completely naked. If you have them completely undress or do auto undressing, it will depend on the author, the person who created the animation, for what part of their outfit will become undressed. Or if you just want them to get completely nude from the beginning, then you can select complete undressing. But I just disable it because I like to use other animations in WickedWhims that are safe for work, and I don't always want them to get undressed. Same thing for NPCs. If you don't want them to get undressed while they're doing things in public or while they're doing things in general, just disable undressing and they will stay fully clothed regardless of what animation they're using. So if you happen to have any devices that are connected, I think it's Loveness that WickedWhims has collaborated with for their devices. I don't own any Loveness devices. Maybe one day, but I really don't know that much about these sex device controls, so I apologize if y'all want me to do it. I don't know if I'm gonna do a tutorial on YouTube. That's kind of crazy, but you can purchase some devices that do connect with WickedWhims, so check that out if you into that. I'm not one to judge, but I really don't know that much about the devices, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't know that much about this setting, but we're gonna go ahead and get into our pregnancy settings next. Obviously, if you don't want your Sims to ever get pregnant from sex, you can turn this on, but this will disable all pregnancy in the game. So I have it turned off, but if that's what you prefer, you can turn it off with just one click using the WickedWhims mod. Lastly is this relationship settings. All of these are the default turned on, but you can turn them off depending on what you prefer. And this is a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know anything about Sims Protocol, and I'm not going to play around with it too much. But these are essentially all of the settings. You can learn a lot more on the website for WickedWhims. She's uncomfortable right now, but I'm actually just going to have her come over here and do a little teasing animation on her own. Which one's this one? Beyond the Words. What's that look like? All right, cool. That's actually kind of cute. But yeah, we'll just end it right here. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I am going to be doing a tutorial on my YouTube channel for I am going to be doing a tutorial on my Patreon for how to use the WickedWhims mod to make your spicy sim scene. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe to my Patreon for the 18+ tutorial. What is she doing, child? For the 18+ tutorial. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next one.